Hello ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 3, Episode 4. Season 4, Episode 4. Chest pains. Now, this episode was a filler, so we're going to get through this one pretty quickly. Today's Wednesday, so you know what that means. No, not hump day. It means that a new Romie, ASMR video is up, and you're going to be surprised. I'm going to do a role play of my own special, made up character from the movie Us. It will be my tether. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, you're going to enjoy. So link below, link below, link above. It's going to be a nice time. We started off this episode with Steven. Steven is acting like a bamf, a bad mother bleeper. Steven is fighting for his life. But he makes it look easy. He makes it look like he is just like, oh, okay, you're another one. Bam! Oh, you're another one. Boom! I'm looking at Steven like, excuse? Excuse me? Sir? Sir? What do you think you're doing? Sir? What do you think you're doing? And he defeats all of the cronies that Eddie sent, and so Esperanza calls Natalie in order to get the help of Lucian. And so after Natalie was just like, why all of you keep calling her husband? But then she stops and gives the phone to Lucian. Esperanza is pleading with Lucian, please come over, please come over. And for what? Eddie had some people come and fight Steven. Well, he beat them up. Is it okay? But now I think he's going to go to the bar to fight Eddie. And Lucian was over it, just like the rest of us. So you're telling us that Steven has it covered. So what are you actually asking? That's what all of us were thinking. But then she keeps doing the whole Esperanza thing. Please, can you just do this? So he's going to go over to the bar to meet up with Steven. But he puts on his, not jacket, but he puts on his sweatshirt. And he sits down on the couch. And Natalie said, what are you doing? Natalie said, oh, you're giving Steven enough time to beat up Eddie, aren't you? So then she sits on the couch too and goes and then she remembers, oh yeah, Eddie's a terrible person. Yeah, a couple minutes won't hurt. That's what happens when you do wrong and you do dirty and people don't care about you anymore. Now we have Eddie's people come into the bar, talk to Eddie, let Eddie know that, hey, our mission failed miserably because old dude could fight. Why didn't you tell us old dude could fight and defend himself? What do you mean? He beat all of you up? Yeah, I told you there were 4 people. He sent one of our people to the hospital, had to get stitches. Like, what? I said, yeah, okay, you guys are useless. Go away. In comes Steven. Steven's like, oh, so, Eddie, you brought the... Get away! Eddie, you had your people come over and try to attack me? And it didn't work? So now I'm here for you. And so then the manager of the bar, or whoever he was, said, no, we're not doing that fighting in here. 1 is more than enough. He said, here's how this actually goes. If anyone interrupts me whooping his butt, you're going to get it too. So then all the police officers just like, oh, well, we don't even like him anyway, so okay. And that's when Steven starts going to town on Eddie. And some of the officers felt a little bit bad, but most of them were just concerned like, oh, okay. Him again. All right, okay. Maybe not too many more times. We don't want him to die or anything. Well, they don't. In comes Lucian. Lucian comes in and tells Steven, all right, Steven, come on. We have to go. So then Steven goes, even though Steven didn't really want to stop. And then he was trying to make some excuse like, oh, what are you guys looking at? And they have nothing to see here. Ian is trying to look for the files on Travis King, and no relation to the King family, but I mean the prestigious King family. But Travis King, I mean, he may be. You. All we do know is that Ian is trying to help out Kelly, but then comes Larry, and Larry said, "Oh, those better not be the files of our client. What are you going to do with those files?" Ian never answers. So he said, "Let's be clear. I don't know why you're trying to develop some type of conscience, but what this guy did was wrong, and what we're doing to help him is wrong." "Well, you took on other cases that were wrong, didn't you? Didn't you?" And he couldn't say anything because he knows it's the truth. He knows it's the truth. We, what ends up, I guess they updated the camera app, and that's why it was acting a little weird. Whatever. So Larry is trying to tell Ian, "Hey, dude, you know the gist. Why are you trying to act brand new on me? Why are you trying to act brand new? Why are you trying to make it seem like, oh, this is just me? No, this is you too, buddy. This is you too. If you want to continue on working here, if you don't want to get disbarred because of the things that I know, you're going to lay low, continue to do your job, and um, he said something about, you don't want me to get in that butt." And I said, huh? I said, wait, what? He was like, "You're a weird dude." I said, that's putting it very mildly and very politically correct. Let's move on. Kelly is in the hospital, well, in the jail, and she keeps saying, "Nurse, nurse, nurse." I said, oh my gosh. Shut up, shut up. That's all I was thinking. I'm like, Kelly gets on my nerves. She really does. And there was this other inmate. Well, I shouldn't say inmate because they're not in prison. There was this other person who was there with her who, I guess because they're overcrowded, they had to check her vitals in that room. And she was going and partially antagonizing Kelly, partially trying to put her on game like, "Honey bunches, you're in jail. They're not going to treat you with just love and respect. You're in jail for murder. I know, we all know, and you better toughen up because if you don't, you're going to get eaten alive in prison." And I said, oh, this is the last thing Kelly needs to... actually, maybe this is exactly what Kelly needs to hear, knowing it's Kelly. But this woman comes, and... what's her name? Charity? Celeste? Whatever her name is. She's actually a part of the same church that Travis's parents own and run. And she said that she's there to pray for Travis. Well, yeah, for Travis and for Kelly. And she was trying to say she knows Kelly's MO because this isn't the first. And I said, huh? And then she tried to backpedal. And Kelly said, no, no, no. You had all that mouth before. What were you about to say? And she said she didn't want to say anything. But Kelly was like, so how many women did Travis do this to? She said no. It's more so like how many women were stalking Travis. That's what she was told. I'm thinking, honey bunches, are you that naive? Are you really that naive? I'm sorry, but unfortunately in this, patriarchy, that's not how it really goes. Multiple, unless you're a celebrity? For a man? 1, 2? Yeah. Another man? Yeah. Multiple, what? And so Kelly just started to go off. Kelly said, you know what? She was going Bible scripture after Bible scripture. And the woman said, oh, so you know the word. She said, I sure do. So then she told Kelly, what about thou shalt not kill? Kelly couldn't say anything. She couldn't say a word, but what we can say is that Kelly was over it. Kelly was over it. She felt very offended, and she wanted that woman to leave because she didn't want that woman to pray for her. She was like, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you too. God bless you too. Have a great day too. I said, don't say that too loud. You don't want lightning to come and get all of you. You're doing too much. So then she calls in the nurse again, and she says, Effie, y'all got pain in her chest. And so now the nurse said, "Oh Lord, why'd you say that? Now I have to do paperwork." Then we get to a really annoying scene that went on for too long. Here's the Cliff Notes version. Doctor, was it Roston? Roston. She is Alex's doctor, and the doctor is like, "You need to stop with all of these shenanigans, Alex." Alex understands that, and Alex apologizes for the part that she played and, making things harder for the doctor. The doctor said, "Thank you. But because of what you did, the review board is now looking into her to see if she did some type of like malpractice. So she's asking Alex to come and explain herself and, make sure that they know that wasn't the doctor." And so Alex agreed, and she apologized again. The doctor said thanks, but then the doctor told her, "You need to get this together." And so that's when Alex was like, because the doctor said, "If you're saying that's Randall's baby, the only way it could possibly be a mixer," well, actually, there's two things. One is if there was a switch up with the test in the labs, or some like small micro error, or because Alex said, "Could it possibly be Brad's?" No, well, there was one case where there was the baby came out a redhead, and the father wanted a DNA test because he wasn't a redhead, and I guess no one in their families, as far as they knew, were redheads. Found out that there was a great grandmother, great grandfather that was a redhead, and I'm thinking, okay, all right. So then Alex was like, "Well, what about on Brad's side of the family? I mean, we don't know full details. Maybe there's something there." Here's what I'm thinking. So Alex is going to go help out the doctor. She apologizes once again. Here's what I'm thinking. Remember last year when we were saying, "Lord, what if, let's not even say on Brad's side, on Alex's side of the family, there's two possibilities." My mom's actually saying maybe Alex is adopted, and so that's why that's what, and so someone was black on Alex's side, and I'm also thinking that it's Alex's side of the family. If this is the case, because they gave us too much screen time for this, I'm thinking, what if it's actually a situation where Alex's mom did have, I'm not even going to say raped, because I'm going to say she's a liar, because they do some messed up backward stuff down there. So I'm going to say, what if Alex's mom cheated on the father and slept with someone black? Or maybe she wasn't with the father at the time, who knows, slept with someone black. Somehow Alex came out like that. Again, it wouldn't really make sense because she doesn't have any, because even when you're mixed and your whiter, your European features stand out more, there's still something. Sometimes it's possible. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe there was like sex involved with her mom, Lord, or maybe even her dad, who knows? Or it's just someone in the family, and that's why the family was really racist, because they knew they had that in their bloodline. Who knows? Let's move on to Eddie. Eddie, he goes to the hospital, and he basically strong arms the doctor into giving him his doctor's pad so that he can write any type of prescription he wants, because the doctor wanted to give him some regular pills, and then he said he does cocaine. He does coke! And so his tolerance is way too high for those pills. The doctor said, "You shouldn't be taking these pills. They're addictive." Said, "It's not going to work, doc. I'm telling you, it doesn't even matter. It wouldn't work anyway." I'm thinking, we need to get Eddie out of here. So then Eddie tells the doctor, "Well, I can tell them that you gave me an unwarranted prostate exam." I'm thinking, really? That's the best you got? And the doctor caves because of the doctor probably has some skeletons. That's probably what happened. So Eddie goes out, and of course Kelly's right there. So Eddie's trying to say, "Ooh, you went crazy. How, you're going to jail forever." And how he said, "They call you the Black Widow in back at the station, right? Because, well, I said, you better not." But he said, "Look, Well, it's not like I'm saying anything racist. I would never say anything racist to you. I'm thinking, he needs to stop. Someone make this stop. And in comes Rick. So Rick comes, Eddie leaves, and Rick apologizes to Kelly, said that he's going to be her guard and that he's going to help her out because he worked at the church. Kelly said, how am I supposed to trust you because you used to work security at the church? He said, I did not know, because Kelly let him know that there are other women. He said, oh, okay, now I can see that, but I didn't know that before. And then she even talks about the woman that came to visit her, and he said, oh, she's a good woman. Kelly said, she may be a good woman, but she was very judgmental to me. And he's like, but she's a good woman, but she was very judgmental to me. And I'm saying, Rick, read between the lines. But we're just going to move forward from that. And he said, I'm going to work on a couple of things, see what I can do, because I want to help you. Natalie gets a call from Esperanza, and Natalie does something that irks me. Natalie told Esperanza she needs to go and talk to Eddie. Talk to him for real. No, Esperanza calls Natalie. But Natalie tells Esperanza, you need to just have a regular sit-down conversation with Eddie and appease to his humanity, essentially. And Natalie said, ooh, I know that's going to be difficult, but it may not be impossible. What do you have to lose at this point? I said, even though she's right, I don't like the idea. So then we have... what else do we have? Lucian comes and tells her that Steven's going to be fine and that, Steven's a wild boy. He a wild boy, and that now it made Esperanza a little bit nervous. I thought she was going to be excited about that because that seems like her type, but now she seemed really nervous because maybe she's starting to think that, oh Lord, am I dealing with another Eddie? So speaking of Eddie, she calls Eddie and tells him that she wants to meet up, and he's like, oh, well, I got kind of beat up. I'm a little bruised, but give me a minute or two. I'll be there. Give you that sweet old loving thing. I said, oh, Eddie, shut up. But she tells him, no, Eddie, that's not what this is about. I want to invite you over. Why am I talking like that? I want to invite you over to have lunch with me. We're going to have a sit-down lunch, a sit-down conversation. That's all it's going to be. Take it or leave. And he said, okay. Just completely thrown off and confused. Steven comes over and apologizes to Esperanza and said he's sorry for yelling at her. And she said, is that who you really are? The person who was doing all that fighting and that? I said, Esperanza, he was fighting for his life. Stop it. And he told her, no, he's still the sweet, lovable guy around the office. And she said, no, you're not. Here's the thing. Eddie used to be like you, laid back, chill. I said, what happened? He probably went to a war, got really messed up, and got addicted to drugs afterwards. Probably had severe PTSD. Because Steven told her that, Eddie does a lot of drugs. And she was like, I know he does drugs. No. He's a big-time addict. She had no idea. I'm like, oh my gosh. Lucian calls. He gets a call from Rick. And Rick says what he's doing to try and help out Kelly by making sure that she's in the hospital. And he's going to get her an exam, a psychological exam. And I said, okay, that's good. Natalie was like, oh, so now he's doing something. Look, better late than never. And they finally start to come together, have some remnants of happiness. Natalie says that she's sorry for not wanting him to help out Kelly before and that it was selfish. And he said he understands where she's coming from. But the episode ends with, what's her name? Trisha? Whatever her name is. The new neighbor, she looked naked. And she was screaming, and I guess she was out of it. And so then Lucian and Natalie go outside, but Randall's going to go outside too, so that's going to be a mess. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Remember, new Romie Whispers ASMR video out today.